Let the build begin. First day on the build, we've got the surveyors in, putting in some profiles. Everything begins. Righto guys, just a quick update. So we got all our council applications, everything's approved, ready to go, and the builders didn't waste any time. They've come out to the property and set up all the profiles for the house. So it doesn't look like heaps yet, but basically all the corners of the house are set up, and then hopefully this week they're saying the plumber's going to come out, get all the plumbing services in ready, and then pretty close to getting some concrete in the ground. So yeah, small little steps but pretty exciting. Doesn't look like heaps yet, but hopefully in a week or two it's going to look like a house is going to go here. So pretty exciting. First steps of the next 12-month build. Another part of the going off grid setup is this generator that we bought. So because we don't have any power out here, the builders all need power for next year to run all of their tools, battery chargers and everything else that needs power. So we're either going to have to pay to rent a generator for the year to get power, or connect a temporary connection to the street, or just get a generator that we can use later on as a backup generator for the off-grid system. So it ended up being about the same price. So this one basically pays for itself, apart from being used over the next year for all the builders, which is fine. So it's got, yeah, it's all electric start, automatic start, back up. It can be wired in, so senses if we don't have enough battery power, and yeah, and it all starts up. So that's ready to go for when the builders get out here, and you know, you can run all your power tools off of that or whatever else. It's a 10 kVA generator, diesel, water cooled diesel, super quiet, and it'll be parked way over near the shed from the house going forward, so you won't even hear it if it does ever kick in. But our Sparky was saying we might not even need it much once the off-grid setup set in, unless there's like some crazy bad weather for a few weeks, and also we're using a lot of power for some reason. He said you might not even need it, but basically we're getting it for free, so it sort of paid for itself, so we might as well have it. Yeah, but everything's ready now for all the builders to get out here and get started. So it's been a couple of days, and the boys have cracked into it, and as you can see I've chucked the drone up, so they've got most of the boxing up here, and yeah, the shape of the house is starting to be visible. You can see there what it's roughly going to look like, and even including the carport on the down the far right hand side. But yeah, it was only really a couple of days work, and all of a sudden, yeah, there's the outline of what's going to be our house. So that's pretty awesome, really. It's all starting to come together. These boys here just finishing off the boxing, bracing it up, and then yeah, the granos are starting up. Here they are here, getting all the Rio and the plastic in, and basically getting it ready to pour a bit of concrete in. So it's pretty exciting. She's all coming together pretty quick, so happy days. So we are pretty much ready for concrete. Boys have all got everything ready to go, but pending the weather, because next week looks horrible. It's supposed to rain every day. Our house should have a slab.
So she's all starting to take shape. It's probably hard to tell on the video. I could do a bit of a walkthrough, but it's probably not really worth it. This area here is going to be our main lounge room, and then kitchen's sort of in this area here. That's going to be the island bench there sticking up that power. But hallway, master bedroom, and then ensuite. Little sort of area for our bath, shower, second bathroom, second bedroom, big courtyard area, and then over that far side will be the carport, but they'll do that later on once we get the main slab done. So it's all coming together, and Jen's up there planting as usual. What's up, guys? So I'm just packing up the Jeep here because I've got the swag in, and we're getting ready to go. Jen's found this door, big front door entrance on Facebook Marketplace, and we're going to use that for the front door on our house, because as we might have said before, we're going to make the front of the house look like an old style homestead. So having a super old big front door that's actually 150 years old will actually look pretty good. So just getting ready to go. We have to drive from Esperance all the way to Albany, which is probably going to be about 6 hours towing the trailer. We're staying the night in the swag at some friend's house, picking up this door and driving back. So another little adventure, and the accumulation of building materials continues. So yeah, let's go. We are in the middle of nowhere, so Jen can harvest some seeds because we just drove all the way from Esperance to Albany, stayed the night in Albany, and then we are nearly back in Esperance, all the way to get a big old front door for our house that Jen found on Marketplace. So we're putting a 150-year-old front door on the house.
Precious cargo.
Yeah. So that's the lock, which we will restore. Chuck that back on it. But yeah, apparently the door came from England 150 years ago to Freo, and then Freo to Albany, and now it's going Albany to Esperance. So
why not?
Why not? So that is going to be our front door. We're nearly home. It's a long way to go. And doggos, you came for a trip too, didn't you? Did you go for a drive? Wow. Hey? So, salvaging second-hand goods is Jen's forte. You ready?
Ready.
Salvage king. Alright, let's go. No, I'm not sure if I've showed this area here or not, but this got done when the earth movers were doing all the earthworks for the house pad, but they've sort of started here. But that's going to be our new driveway all the way along this fence line, and then it'll swoop around this corner and then up and over the hill. And this big area here that they've flattened out is going to be where the workshop's going to be, and a couple of big garage doors, and be able to come in off this flat area nice. So the shed's ordered. It's about a 3-month wait, because there's just the way Australia is at the moment, it's shortage with all building supplies. So we've got 3 months, and then we'll have a bit of a workshop to store everything in for the rest of the build. So it's a nice big area though. They just flattened the whole area out. The shed's only going to take up about 2/3 of it, so we'll have a nice big flat area to park everything else. We've got a big water tank going in this corner here, Whether we actually run that tank back up to the house or not, I'm not sure yet. We might not need to, because we got 150,000 litre tank going up at the house or something. So plus we've got the bore water over there as well for irrigation, so we might just leave that one for shed water and for the firefighting water, because you have to have like a certain amount of water because we're in a bushfire zone for firefighting trucks to come in. I think it's 10,000 litres, like you always have to have in the tank. So we might leave that here because it'll be easier for the firefighters to come in and access this tank rather than way up over the hill and to get to the one out the back of our house. So that might be a bit of a plan for that. The other thing is down in this area, because we're sort of down in the hill a little bit, it's a bit of a dead zone as far as phone signal goes. Yeah, just no signal at all. So when we do the trench from here to the house for all the power, we're going to chuck in a network cable so I can have a remote Wi-Fi router in the shed, so we can have a bit of internet in the shed. There is talk of Telstra putting another tower in, but you know, whether that actually happens or not, we will wait and see. So not going to rely on them. I'm going to put in my own cable. But yeah, this is pretty keen to get this in and just be able to clean up the rock a fair bit then, because as you'll see up here in a sec, we've just got stuff everywhere. Yeah, so a couple of months workshop. So it's all starting to come together. We've got our house pad ready for some concrete, and we're accumulating building supplies. Whew, if you can hear me over the wind, it is blowing today. We've got our big front gates that we brought with Tassie with us that weigh an absolute ton, and we've got our water fountain that runs off a solar pump, this sucker's gonna, and that'll go in our courtyard. It's like a two-tiered one that goes up on top of there, and it's, you know, sits up somewhere like that high, so that'll be pretty nice out in the courtyard. We've got our pallet full of pavers here. These are going on the front porch, like old style looking cobblestones, so I'm gonna have fun trying to lay those, but they obviously won't be getting put down for, you know, a few months. This one we'll probably save till a bit later. We'll unveil that one, but that one's going to be pretty special when we get that one inside the house. So in the meantime, we are just waiting for some concrete, and it actually looks sunny today. It's supposed to pour with rain today, so that's why we don't have any concrete coming, and the rest of this week actually looks pretty horrible. So I think we postponed till next week, and that means I won't be here because I do FIFO work, so 2 weeks home, 2 weeks away. But next video we will hopefully have some concrete here to show the beginnings of our house. So exciting times. Stay tuned for the next video. Cheers.